Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Corrine Crafts. I hope you are all well. Just want a quick one to show you. It's Thursday, so it's Thrifty Thursday day today, and here is the project I have made. It's all about using up my piece of Yupo paper that I melted. So I wanted to show you, it wasn't any good for the project it was supposed to be for because we'd overheated it, but instead I've been able to die cut it, make these gorgeous feathers on there. We've done some feather stenciling, a little bit of splats, and there you go. What a gorgeous card. Very thrifty. Hope you like it. Let's see how it's made. Having not done a Thrifty Thursday tutorial for a couple of weeks, I thought, come on Corrine, you can do this. You can do a Thrifty Thursday tutorial. So I thought, you remember this piece of Yupo paper that I shrunk? Can you remember? I put too much heat on it and shrunk it. I was trying to show you what happens if you overheat Yupo. It's been sitting on my desk for the last couple of weeks since I shrunk it. I thought now is the time to use it. You can see I've already just done some die cutting. And I wanted to show you how easily you can cut out of Yupo paper. And it just gives an amazing effect. So I found some dies, my masquerade ball dies with my flamboyant feathers, and I thought, I know, I'll use a couple of these. So I'm going to be using this one and also this one, but I'll show you how easy these are to cut through Yupo. So let's find a bit that's not too shrunk, and I can put that onto there. Then I can get my plates. Let's get these plates. I want to actually cut this to show you there's no tricks, no wizardry with this. It just cuts through Yupo like a dream. So I can put my tape on there just to hold it in the place I want it. I'm going to use all of my plates. I'm going to use my plastic shim, magnetic shim, and second cutting plate, and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. So yeah, you can stamp on Yupo. We've talked about Yupo. Yupo is a plastic, but we use it like a paper. So, you know, but because it's not got a high GSM content, look at that, cut like a dream. It will cut really easy. If you want to see how I did this, I'll see if I can link to the video where I was making this Yupo paper or colouring it. I'm sure I'll be able to, and then that will give you chirp. But look at that, all the bits are in there. Oh, now I've just made a mess on there, never mind. And look at that. Now I love this because it's just better than inking. Look at the pattern. We should cut out of pattern paper more often. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So I've cut out a couple of others. I've cut out, oh, I've got that one. Which one do I prefer? I don't know yet. I've cut out those as well, and you can see it just picks up all of those colours from that Yupo paper. I can get a couple more out of there, maybe a couple of flowers or something. So I'm going to use, I'm actually going to stick with that one that I've just cut. Now, the other thing is you get a second die with that one. Let me see if I can pick up what it cuts like. Oh, I'm getting wise. This is the second die, and it cuts this matte layer out. And when I put this on, it just felt too chunky. The border around the outside was too big. So what I did was, where have I just put that die? I turned the die over on the back, and I drew around the outside of the die, can you see? And I've cut it out. So I've actually cut it out to the size of the die, because there's a millimetre or so difference between the blade and the outside of the die. So rather than having that extra distance, which just felt too chunky for me, I've got a much slimmer matte layer. And that means that you can do it with all of your die cuts. You can make matte layers out of them all. I just thought that looked so much better. So let's get our precision glue gun. Take the lid off. And people have been emailing me or messaging me about the precision glue gun. It's from My Sweet Petunia. Now, I can't give you any affiliated links or anything because I've not got anything like that for this. And I don't want to give people links because it sells out so quick. And if I give you a link, it could probably be sold out before I can actually get the post up. So all I would suggest to you is, if you are after one of these glue guns, is Google My Sweet Petunia. They're called, it's not called a glue gun, is it? It's called a glue press, because you press. And it's such a controlled way. Now you get your tonic glue with it, but then you also get a bottle that you can put your own glue in. You can't put things like your all-purpose glue because that's a different consistency, isn't it? It's all-purpose glue is solvent-based glue. I knew I'd get the word there in a minute, but I just couldn't think of it. So no, can't put solvent-based glue. Oops, I'll just pull that straight back off. Solvent-based glues in there, but you can put things like your tacky glue, or you know, fill it up again with more of your tonic glue. So yeah, works really well. There we go. That's it. That's put there. So I've now got those three. I didn't want to put a matte layer behind those. I just wanted to do this. I haven't said this is my Thrifty Thursday because, yeah, I mentioned it, didn't I? All I'm doing is using up something that I've already got. Everything else is just little scraps and bits and pieces. So I've got a piece of card and I've just wrapped a piece of twine around it. So I have these, it says jewellery line. I love these. They're just like not leather thong braid, but they just work really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this one on. Oh, it's hard to get words out sometimes, isn't it? Yes, I'm going to create a background with this, but I'm going to put it onto just white background for now. I think it'll work. But look at this. Can you see how controlled this glue press can allow you to go, which is absolutely brilliant. I had to wait ages for this to come back into stock. So I'm going to pop that on just there. I love making projects where I can focus on bits that I've got left over from other projects, or like this, where bits went wrong and didn't work for the project that I wanted it to work on, but I've been able to get it to work for different projects. It just makes me happy when I can do that. So we're going to take this one and we can put that onto there. Little bit of glue, or you could put glue, you could put double-sided adhesive on the back before you die cut it. You could put some glue on. I know, check your hands. I know a lot of people like to put it onto their hands sometimes and do it that way. Do it whatever way works. Put it onto your glass mat and tap into it. Whatever works for you. This is just taking a minute to stick. Have I not got enough? I think because it's Yupo, it's just, because it's a plastic, it's just needing a little bit more. Come on, press down. There you go. You can see it's grabbing now. Absolutely, that's much better. I'm just going to put a little bit more under there. The great thing is glues like this, if you just press them, if there is any excess, it just wipes off and doesn't leave any marks. There we go. Right. Okay, so this one's going to go on to there in a minute, but I'm going to just raise it up very slightly. So we'll just leave that for a minute. So I want to make my background, and my background is, I could have gone white with this, and I did think about going white. Then I changed my mind and decided not to. So what I had to look round, and I found my dancing feather stencil. You could do this with any stencils, and I'm just going to take this. I then found a red-ish ink pad. It's my Rosy Apple. It's a duet one, so it's got that chalk base finish, so I quite like that. And I'm just going to, I only want it quite light. I just want a light dusting of the feather in the background. Can you see? Really, really light. Let's put that one. This is going to be different to the one I prepared because I want it to go a little bit different. Let's just, I really don't want too much. Look at this. I love how the feather is made up of stars and things. Isn't that gorgeous, going really light? I'm not even picking up any more ink. I'm only using what's at the moment, what's on my mat, just to keep it really. Oh, well, I'm going to pick up a little bit more. Just picking up little bits, just like that. I'm going to come through there and just, so I'm coming all directions, but that inking is really minimal. I'm just going to put a little bit coming down here. There we go. So once I've done that, that could do if you wanted to, but I just wanted to bring in all the colours of the that I've used on that Yupo. nice technical spray booth I've got here. So next I've got my Distress Oxide sprays. I find that when I spray them, I get too much. So what I'm going to do is unscrew it, and I'm just going to give a little tap. There we go, just like that. I love how you just get those speckles. It's a bit heavier than if you were to do it, you know, spray it, but that's what I wanted. I've also got a sparkle spray that's in red. So let's see if I can. I don't think this one hasn't even ever been sprayed, but I know I didn't want a spray. So let's just, oh yes. Oh, I like that colour. Come on, it's going in. It's going on the waist, not onto the card. Aha. How can it miss so many times? There, right, that'll do. Don't want it too heavy. Right, so I just need to dry that off because I actually like that one better than the one I made before. So just bear with me while I dry that off, and I will come straight back. So I think that's dry. I believe that's dry. But look at that. I love how that you've just got that feather in the background and then those spots. So I think we need to just mount that onto some black card. So let's just mount that onto there. So I've just got that nice faint border all the way around the outside. So we can put that onto here. I'm just using about a 300 GSM regular crafting card, you know, multi-purpose card. I get mine from Lime Tree Crafts, my multi-purpose card this now. I love this, and I can just get it that little bit heavier weight, which is absolutely brilliant for if you're doing things like this, because you know it's not going to buckle. Yeah, really, really useful. There we go. Right, that just needs a little bit trimming off the bottom, which I'm just going to do. It just wants the tiniest bit trimming. Happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to put that onto a card base, and so I just took an 8x8 card. Well, I unfolded card, and then I've just trimmed it down, so that's perfect. So let's pop that on. So we need to just start from the bottom and work our way up. And again, it's all, you know, basic stuff. So I've not used anything fancy apart from that gorgeous Yupo paper that, like you saw in my previous demonstration, I overheated, so I couldn't use it in that demonstration. But I knew it was going to be usable, and that's the main thing. Okay, so I've put that onto there. And the next thing I've done, again, really thrifty, I've taken, when I was trimming that down, I think that fitted across there, look, yeah it did. I've got a little piece of black, and I found a tiny piece of red. So I'm going to put the black on first, and I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back there, and I'm just going to line that up, and I want it about, let me just line that. So what I'm doing is I'm lining the white piece up with a line, and I'm going to come in 1/2 inch and up 1/2 inch from the bottom. There we go. Okay, so you can see, so it's a bigger gap at the top, but don't worry, it'll come clear in a minute. With the red, I've just put my thinnest foam tape on the back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up with the top, and I'm just going to come down 1/2 inch from that one. So I'm going to come in a little bit. There we go. Nice and straight. So I've got the same gap there as I've got there. So that gap there is the same as that. That gap there is the same as that. And I just thought that looks really nice. And the next thing we can do is we want to pop this on. Now, that doesn't look right to me, but if we mount that onto black and then put that onto there, it'll work. So because I've got the cord on, I've had to put this onto foam tape. I did want it on flat. What the alternative I could have done was wrap the cord around the black as well. That might have been a little bit better, but I didn't. I wrapped it around the white, so we can run with that. We can run with that. So I can pop that onto that. So you see, I put a little bit of glue onto my foam tape, so that meant that it could just grab. If you get a little bit of glue, don't forget, I always link, I think it's a permanent link, I always have my glue erasers on in the details down there, so you can just pick up any bits. So that's going to come on here. Now, this time I've gone with my 4mm foam tape. So it's going to be a little bit higher than that. So again, let's put a little bit of wet glue on here. And that's going to go on there. And then I'm going to pop that across here. So I'm going to try and get it sort of central, like that. There you go. Oops, the glue on the foam tape's letting it wiggle. So there we go. So you can see it's standing proud over there, but it'll hold tight because of that. There we go. I like that very much. All right, so now we need to bring this one in, and I'm going to pop that one over the top. And can you see, doesn't that create a lovely, lovely effect? Everything's done out of tiny little scraps, which just makes me so happy. So I just need to grab a foam pad. I've got one there. I'm going to put a foam pad up at the top. Oops. I've caught that. It's just going to show if I don't trim that down. And then I could do with a foam pad or a little tiny piece of foam pad just below. I think the easiest bit is going to just be to cut a little piece off one of these. So let's just cut the tiniest piece off there and then put that across the bottom and then just trim it. The alternative would have been to have done it with 3D glue, because I could have built it up, but I don't want to, and you'll see why in a minute. So we can put that on to here. Come on, get that off. There we go. And then I'm going to pop that just over there. So I don't know if you see, but I've got foam pad. Oh, hopefully you can see that, because I can see that. I've got foam pad on one side of the cord, and then the other foam pad is on the other side. Doesn't that look lovely? I think it definitely needs a sentiment. So I've got remember this moment. Can I do this with my scissors and wands? When I trimmed it out, you can see there's black on the back of here, because what I did was I just edged it because I just thought it needed it. We can just pop that on there. Still missing something. So I went and found one of these wax seals that I made again when I was showing you how to do them, and I'm going to pop that onto there. And I put wax seals on with hot glue. I always make them first and then pop them on. I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to just run it down across there over the top, and I'm just going to make a little bed of hot glue for my wax seal to sit on. Let's put a little bit more hot glue stick in there. So I'm just making a nice little bed, a little bit stringy because it's not the hottest glue gun, but that's what I wanted. And I'm just going to centre that wax seal with the centre roughly of that twine. Let's just hold it down for a minute so that that wax, the hot glue can just grab. There we go, that's taken that brilliantly. And then the final little bit I want to do is, you know me, a couple of black gems just to pull everything together, link all those layers just like that. Hey, these scissors tweezers are really good for getting your gems, aren't they? Wow, works so well. Put that one there, and then let's put one there, and that will do, I think. So how about that? I love this. I have this waste piece of Yupo. As you remember, it was all melted just here, and I've taken it, I've die cut it, I've picked the colours out of there, and I've added those colours to my card base. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Remember this moment. That's something we all need to do. We need to remember to live in the moment, don't we? She says doing social media, but no, not to live through our phones and other social media. We need to remember this moment and live for it. And what a wonderful way to do that with some gorgeous, gorgeous feathers. I hope you like that. I enjoyed making that. That was really, really good fun. Yeah, it always feels really good when you can do something a little bit thrifty and, you know, use something that would otherwise go to waste. I'm going to put some links down here. I'll put some links to things like the wax seals. I'll link some Yupo paper. I'll also try and remember to put up at the top up here somewhere links to the video that I coloured the Yupo and another one where I did the wax seal. If I can't put them up at the top, just up here, I'll try and put them as hyperlinks in the description as well, and that will really help you to get those. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to click on the links. Please don't forget to subscribe, because there's loads of tutorials and loads of content coming all the time. I really like that. I'm pleased with that. I hope you like it. I'd love to see if you have a go at making anything, or even if you'd like to be a little bit thrifty and, you know, something that went a bit wrong, can you repurpose it on another project? Okay, so that's me done for today. Until the next one, you take care, enjoy your crafting, and lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.